Welcome back, everyone. This is Super Kelly Brothers podcast number 196 for the 12th of February, 2023. My name's Slim Kelly.
My name's Jody Kelly.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jody. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
How did you know?
The balloons, yeah, balloon. Ta-da!
I knew you knew anyway.
Right.
Listen, I got my hello, Jesus. I got this thing here.
You want me to? I'll zoom in for you.
My Galaxian Mini machine.
That's really nice.
Now this is very important because this is the machine that I'm going to be practicing on before we do our road trip.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'll be practicing on this and trying to get the highest score I can, and then once we go to this big arcade, try and get my name up on the old screen.
Yep.
So far, it has not been going well.
Okay, that's not good. So I had another plan about this. So Boston,
all right,
is a fairly big town and kind of important in the story of The Last of Us, especially episode 1, because that's where it's started from.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know they filmed it in Alberta, but there are bits of Boston that they recreated in Alberta that we should visit when we're in Boston.
Good idea.
And do and there's other movie locations as well that other movies have been there. So we should maybe do like a few movie locations.
Yeah, that'd be good actually. Boston. Yeah. Well, for nobody that knows what we're talking about, Sloan and I are next month going to be doing a road trip on part of my birthday celebration.
A mini road trip. I mean, it's
a mini road trip.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to this big arcade and play some of our favourite arcade machines. I'm going to try and get a high score, and then after that, we're going to go to Boston, and sounds like we're going to go and see some movie locations.
And we might drink some Sam Adams as well.
Sam Adams, yep. Yeah.
I will not be wearing a Buffalo Bills hat.
No.
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think it's very appropriate.
No.
I know the Bills are out, but the Patriots were out much more than we were. So.
And also, you got me a bit of a show and tell. Hold on. I've got this T-shirt as well.
Oh, that's really nice. That's the Death Star plans.
That is nice, isn't it?
So you can easily be spotted as a rebel.
Yep. Hold on. I can.
That is quite big, actually. Let me just put it in solo layout here.
This thing is so heavy I can barely lift it.
Oh, let me just drag you over to here. Oh my god, that's huge. Can you go back further? Go over to the left-hand side of the clock. There you go.
So heavy.
It's really heavy.
So this is the all original Ralph McQuarrie art from the original trilogy. Mm-hmm. I've only got by the first book, so the second book I don't know what's even's in it.
Either.
It's it says volume 1 and 2, so it was heavy.
It is heavy, yeah.
That's heavy. You didn't get that sent from Canada, did you?
No. I ordered it on Amazon.
Because that would have cost you about
UK.
£100 probably to post. At least.
Yeah.
So heavy.
I don't know how much it would have cost.
I would flick through the pages, but the books are...
No.
That's a workout.
It's... The other thing as well is I've actually seen it in real life, that book as well. Somebody at work brought it in.
Yeah.
It is a book you have to sit on a table and like carefully leaf over. It's not something you can sit in your lap and kind of go like that with.
Yeah.
It's a table book.
It feels like something important.
It feels like
document.
You should be wearing those white gloves.
White gloves,
you know that guy with the glasses and the white hair, and he goes, and back in
77,
76. This, and then spill his coffee on it, and then ruin the document.
That's right. Drop it into a bath. Who put that bath there?
Exactly.
So I get lots of nice geeky things.
That's nice.
Everyone obviously got me my flight over
to
enabling me to come over.
And we're going to be doing, so we're going to make an episode out of this and put it, not an episode, but just like a mini series type thing on the channel. Mini movie.
Mm-hmm.
and we'll put our clips together,
Uh-huh.
and then we'll
Yeah.
create something from it.
It's going to be a 10-part Netflix series of half-hour
Netflix is
shorts.
interested because they've got
Half-hour
nothing else in the
shorts.
docket.
Sorry, half-hour program stretched over into 10 episodes of 30 minutes.
That's right, and most of it's going to be drone shots of
Pretty much all of it.
wintry forests. I've got
Aye,
all that.
uh-huh,
I've got all
uh-huh.
that stuff. Yeah,
Well, that's fine.
I actually did have that at one
Like,
point.
They used to call that library footage.
They did. Yeah,
Yeah. Not
we
footage
should
of a library.
we should
but
do that. We should actually get footage of a library
We should.
and then insert library footage here, and then we just play the library footage.
Right. Stop spoiling. That sounds really exciting. Jeez, oh man.
Anyways, that's the plan. Anyway, so you're going to come over. We're going to go to Fun Spot, and then we're going to head over to Boston, and then drive back up the road, just in time to come back to Canada for St. Paddy's Day, and we'll have a couple of Guinness.
Brilliant.
In an Irish pub,
Mhm.
probably, and then you'll be flying back the next day. I think the Ides of March is the Friday. I think.
Aye. And I fly back on Saturday.
Yeah.
Aye.
You'll be flying back with a hangover on the Saturday.
Oh no.
Oof.
Again.
I know.
Aye. There you go.
It's a tradition, Jody.
Exciting times.
Yeah.
Look forward to it.
I'm looking forward to trying to get my hands on a proper Robotron cabinet, which I've not seen in
Well,
about 40
yes.
odd years.
That's your go-to. Robotron, mine's Galaxy, so it's the holy grail for both of us.
That's right.
And Tron, I think, for me as well.
Tron, I like Tron
Dragon's
as well.
Lair.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Sinistar. I liked all the Williams
Sinistar.
ones.
Yeah. Defender.
Stargate Defender. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All the classics.
Yep.
Asteroids, even.
The
original Star Wars.
Oh, that'd be
And
good.
the Return of the Jedi. I loved that one as well.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah,
I never liked the reverse trench run, but you had to go backwards.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never liked that bit.
Yeah. If you've got a reverse trench on, see the doctor immediately.
That's right. Anyway,
Very painful.
congratulations. Anyway, you've reached half a century. How does it feel? Knees still giving you trouble?
I just feel old, right?
I know.
Sake.
I know. Just wait till you start getting grey. Oh. Welp. It's been a week for news. That's for sure. Let me just present this here. What's his face? Avatar is still fourth. Avatar: The Way of Water. Avatar 2.0, I guess, because it's H2O water.
Oh, nice one.
It's still 2.2 billion, just under Titanic, which is also a James Cameron movie. And that's just under Avengers, and that's just under Avatar, which is also a James Cameron movie.
Yep.
Although he did cheat though, because 2 of those movies are going to get re-released. So he's kind of shot himself in the foot for Avatar: Way of Water, trying to outpace Titanic because.
Well, Avatar's already been released. He's done that already.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He's shot himself in the foot from that perspective, but he's going to double shoot himself in the foot with Titanic because that's getting released
for
Tuesday or something, or it's out just now. It's out for Valentine's Day anyway.
Yeah,
because who doesn't like leaving your significant other to drown in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean,
freeze to death
for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, spoilers.
Spoilers for a 700-year-old movie. When did that come out? 26 years ago. It's over a quarter of a century.
Jeez, wow.
I know.
No, 2009.
No, 19.
Oh, sorry. It was 1997.
Fact, it was last century. That's when it came out.
It was.
So anyway, he's doing well. The number one movie at the box office just now is.
Let me guess. Cabin in the Woods.
Knock at the Cabin, yes.
By that one.
That one, yep. Mm-hmm. Number 2 movie?
Avatar?
No, you never get it. if you want to guess, no, you're not going to get it.
Tell me then.
80 for Brady.
What's that?
There you go. See, you'd never have got it. 80 for Brady is Lily Tomlin, Barbarella, and Annie from Annie Get Your Gun or whatever it is. Diane Keating. And they're octogenarians or near octogenarians who want to go and see a Patriots game. So they travel to Boston. So it's almost like our story.
As in Tom Brady?
As in Tom Brady.
Have they copied our script?
I believe they might have, yeah. Except they're 30 years too late because we're doing it when we're in our 50s and they're doing it in our 60s.
We're in our
And
prime.
we're not going to see Tom Brady because obviously he does not play for that team anymore.
No.
Although I did hear that he's being signed up for a day so that he can retire as a Patriot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's the
Try to stifle a yawn.
I know. Just a reminder, we are recording this in Super Bowl day, so if you want to just hurry this along.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's a Superb Owl.
Superb Owl, yep, is today.
All the trailers are coming. We spoke about that last week, though, so let's not copy every single story we've done last week. Let's do a new one.
Yeah, okay. So, Avatar, still struggling along there. 4th now.
Yeah.
In the top 10. Sorry, third in the top 10.
Close. It's pretty close to number 3 now.
It's pretty close. It's getting in there. But the problem is, like I said, he shot himself in the foot because he's released Titanic, and that's going to make some more money for him anyway. So anyway.
But then again, that probably was, that was probably always the plan, and he probably didn't realise this was going to happen for him. But
I know.
there you go.
Yeah. Sad news. Burt Bacharach.
Old Burt.
Died age 94, so he's a good age.
You're right.
That's a good age. Born in 1929, I think that would be then. 94. Do you want to know some of his hits?
If you've got a few hours,
I'll ring some of them down for you. Close to You.
No.
What the World Needs Now Is Love,
No.
as in featured in the Austin Powers soundtrack. Then with Dionne Warwick, he did Walk On By, I Say a Little Prayer, Do You Know the Way to San Jose, and I'll Never Fall in Love Again, which is just astounding. And he also did one of my favorite songs from the soundtrack, Raindrops Keep Falling on My
So he
Head.
did. My God.
Yeah.
It's bonkers,
Prolific.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Bonkers, yeah.
Him and Hal David, the lyricist.
Yeah.
Not only composer, but he also did performance as well. He did that thing with Elvis Costello as well, the songs of Mr.
That's right.
Baccarat and Mr. Baccarat.
They were nice. I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top guy. I heard Noel Gallagher murder one of his songs the other day. There, people were talking about it, how it's great and stuff. Oh my God, it's horrible. It was This Guy's in Love with You. You know that one?
I think so.
With you, I'm about to murder it.
Yeah,
but
did it sound like that?
Pretty much. But I
have never ever rated him as a singer.
Well, he's okay actually, but
wait, hold on a sec. Sorry, did you say Liam or Noel?
No.
Noel's a guitarist, isn't he?
Aye.
Yeah. Okay, I preferred him to Liam. Sorry, Liam I never rated as a singer. I was never.
Oh no, Liam's a great singer. But anyway, that's why you were the drummer in the band. Anyway, I actually
play one of my songs. That's right, Ringo.
It was actually in Glastonbury, but he sang some of his own songs. Not a great idea, but
no, he's
got a bit of a paper thin voice, but he could by God he could write a tune.
Oh, he could. Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Burt.
Yep. By Burt. His dad was Burt Bacharach.
What's Burt anyway? What's Burt?
Robert? I don't know. Albert?
Is Bert just Burt?
Bert is Albert.
So is Burt.
Is it?
Burt
Reynolds.
Is that Robert Reynolds?
Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds was Burton.
Oh, Burton. All right, okay. So Burton. Going for a Burton, as we say here.
Burt Bacharach. No, he was actually called Burt Bacharach.
Burt.
I'm butchering his surname. I keep mispronouncing it.
And his dad
Bacharach.
was Bert.
And his dad was Bert. Ebert.
Mhm.
Yep.
And his pal
His pal was Ernie.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Anyway, let's moving along.
Yeah.
So Nintendo, at the risk of being kicked off the YouTube platform, we'll just play this in the background here. Lots of interesting things got announced.
Yeah.
Two of which I've no interest in. Well, there's a few things I've got
Well,
no
there's quite a
interest in.
lot of things I wasn't interested in.
Pikmin.
One wouldn't have been Pikmin. In fact, the whole like I think it was a 50-minute thing.
Yeah.
And I think about 10 minutes of it was interesting.
Was that Tron?
It was actually, yeah. There's a like a Tron RPG thing. Looks kind of interesting.
Of course, I'm not going to get back to it because
no, but there's a lot of kind of RPG Fashion Dreamer. I mean, who the hell's going to?
Oh, there you go. That's it there.
Aye, yeah, this looks pretty cool. I don't think it's a tie-in to any of the movies, and it comes a bit late. To be honest with you,
so it seems that what's happening with Tron, Sloan?
There's a new one coming out, obviously. But...
Well, because Bob Iger's got the reins, but that's also happening. But the reason why is because at the same time as Tron Legacy, they were sort of ramping up production on Marvel and Star Wars stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so they didn't have time to put anything in there, but they still like the property. They still like the IP of Tron.
Yeah.
That's why the Tron Light Cycle is going into Magic Kingdom, and because they still see value in that franchise.
Yeah.
And they do want to make more things. It's just that the timing was never right.
Yeah.
And so now the timing apparently is.
No, it's
right
cool.
It, so.
That Capcom game looked pretty good actually. I don't know what it is. It's a kind of older game. I think it was released before. No. Well, it's alright as well actually.
Yeah.
It's a kind of detective thing. This looks pretty fun as well. Is that what one is that? Aye, that's the one that's like Bayonetta, but it's like a different kind of more arcadey thing from Bayonetta. It looks kind of interesting. I think that's what it is.
So
it is. Aye, it is.
Oh, Bayonetta. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Aye, so it must be the characters from Bayonetta. I'm not that familiar with Bayonetta. Splatoon's a big one, obviously. This is a big one and it's getting released 2 different versions. This kind of black and white type thing.
Oh.
Mickey Mouse one looks kind of fun, I suppose. You know, I'm a sucker for a bit of a platform game.
This is this very reminiscent. Well, actually, the graphics are very similar to the Mickey's Runaway Railroad.
Castle Illusion. No.
No, not that one. But the feel of the game looks like Castle Illusion. But the look of it, it looks like the cartoons. You know, the Mickey and Minnie shorts that were on Disney Plus.
It does. People are complaining though the fact that the characters are too small, and I tend to agree.
They are very small.
It's a bit.
Especially if you've got a small TV and it's like away on the other side of the living room.
Or if you're playing handheld mode on the.
I was trying to play Tropico, and I actually had to stand up and stand in front of the TV to play it because the text on it was like that size.
What one? What's that one?
Tropico. It's like it's like a management sim, like Sim City type thing.
Oh, right, okay.
It's playing it at 360, and it's like the text is like that, and I'm like trying to find it. Places to... Oh, it's called Illusion Island. There you go.
There you go. It must be a kind of Castle of Illusion type of sequel or whatever. Yeah. But for me, probably the most exciting bits were the fact that they've released a whole load of.
Oh, is this Namco?
That's actually.
Oh, Katamari's in the background there.
Oh, right, okay. I like that game.
I thought Katamari was really good fun.
Yeah, it was. Aye, that is a Katamari game. I can see the wee character down the right hand side. Usual RPG things.
Yeah, Advanced Wars.
Yeah, a lot of these things people predicted. Yeah, so they've released Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games on here, which is, you could either look at it. You could look at it in 2 ways. One way is, wait a minute here, these are old games. Why should we get excited about this? But in another way, I've never played these games really, so not really. So you get like 20 plus free games in your Nintendo.
Did you not have a Game Boy Advance?
I did. I mean, I've played a few of these games, but not all of them.
Mario Kart for me, and well, actually, the original Game Boy had 6 golden coins.
Yeah.
And that was a great game. I loved that game. I played the crap out of that one.
Yeah, I mean, they've got Super Mario, the Game Boy ones.
Tetris, Game Boy Tetris.
WarioWare,
which
Kirby.
Is the best version of Tetris.
Yeah. So I had a wee shot in this actually earlier on today, just for the purposes of this. And it's really good. It's
you should play that game.
Yeah, I know. I remember you had that.
Yeah.
And you can play it in you see how it goes kind of colour, so you can play in different modes.
Do you know that the Game Boy Color had that functionality? You put in an original Game Boy cartridge,
but that's what it is.
Pressed up, down, left, right, or whatever it is, and it would change the palette.
Yeah, it's basically that filter. Yeah.
It's really cool.
The only thing that annoyed me a little bit is it's still all pixelated. I thought they might have smoothed it over a little bit. Surely you can add a filter to. You don't do that? Is that not a thing?
You'd have to rework the graphics. To be honest, I like the pixel look. I'm not. I'll tell you, it's the problem I have with like early PS1 games is they've aged so badly, and yet when you look at Super Nintendo games, like I was playing Zombies Ate My Neighbors the other day there on
360
an emulator.
Not the 360. It was on Xbox.
It was on my
Switch.
No, it was on my PC.
Oh right, okay.
I was playing it the other day. And it's it's all the pixels are like that size on the screen, they're like a centimeter size on screen, and it still works. It's still a fantastic game.
Oh, I know.
Fun.
I played a bit of this Minish Cap as well. This I could have really went and played that a lot today actually, but I had to get dragged away. I was getting a wee bit kind of.
You can play local as well. That's cool.
Yeah. So I think it's a great addition. What's not to like?
Metroid
Prime, and then we get Metroid. This is properly rebooted. This is a remake. So this has been upgraded completely.
Apparently, everyone's happy about that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So because it's been a while since Metroid Prime came out.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people concerned it would be like an emulator or something and just a half-assed version of it, but it looks like
it's a proper
thing.
Thing. But I suppose you could argue as well, wait a minute here, there's no new stuff. But
there's not a lot of new stuff.
It's new to me. I didn't really play. I missed out in the GameCube, so I never really played that.
I think there's a lot to be. This is zooming through Zelda here.
Yeah,
I think there's a
really big one. Obviously,
there's a lot for everyone in this announcement.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Zelda obviously looks amazing. It's I don't know how different it looks, mind you. I thought maybe it might have looked a little bit different, but
it looks like it's the same engine as Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Or, maybe like an enhanced version of it, but
which is fine.
Which is fine, yeah.
Yeah, because what a great game that is,
Yeah.
So yeah, good.
Cool.
Well done,
Nintendo.
This is the last gasp, though, isn't it, of the Switch? Really,
I think so.
I don't think there's anything big after this.
Although
on the system,
do you think maybe this isn't the last gasp? But do you think that like Nintendo they've always held off the bigger game for the next iteration of the hardware? So this feels like this is maybe not. Like we're not going to see a new Switch anytime soon, or whatever it is. It's going to come down the line because the only time they've ever done like a sequel console was the Wii U. Like that was a kind of stopgap, almost console. I don't know about the Switch though.
Do you know that's the thing with the Switch? That is the console that they've really been heading toward for all these years.
Yeah. 100%, yeah. Because I mean, they started off with the game. Well, in fact,
when you look at the original NES and the two controllers attached, Well, even the Game and Watch and stuff, and
Game and Watch, yeah.
Game Boy. It's just a combination of all those things, really, isn't it? The Switch.
There you
go. Uh-huh.
Yeah, look, see, look at the D-pad there.
Does it still work?
Yeah. Not when the batteries in it are gone, but yeah.
Aye. Yeah, but all those combinations of Game Boys and original NESs and the Super N64 and the Wii U, it's all been combined into the Switch, and that's what they've come out with. So you wonder what are they going to come up with now that they've kind of managed to
because
figure that out.
It's the Switch is a very Japanese console because people in Japan tend to have smaller houses. They tend to not have as much room, so they have maybe one public room, but they still want to keep the family together. So the kid gets sent off. They wouldn't normally get sent off to play a video game to the room. They would have to play it in the living room and all that kind of stuff. So now having like a Switch or whatever, you can have the kid in the room with you playing the video games, and you can still enjoy, watching the news or whatever it is that you want to watch on TV.
Not the news, God no.
Okay, maybe not the news, but whatever it is you want to watch.
Yeah. When it first came out, I was like, oh, this is just the most perfect console.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Joy-Con started bloody no working for me.
But you get that fixed, though.
I still blame Danny for that, though.
Yeah.
Well, I got that Miracle stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just...
Miracle Whip.
Amazing. Mm-hmm.
It's sorry, just a plug again. Not that we're sponsored, but it's WD-40
Circuit Cleaner.
Circuit Cleaner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Brilliant stuff. Amazing.
Yeah. Apparently, all this would be fixed if you used Hall effect sensors. Somebody said on the YouTubes.
Is there not Joy-Cons coming out with that technology in them?
I don't. One of the original. I leave a comment in the notes below, but one of the original consoles had it, but they're super expensive to make per unit. Because like a Joy-Con controller is like, that small piece there is like 50 cents, whereas like a Hall effect controller would be like $1.50. So that's 3 times the price. These aren't real numbers. So it's 3 times the price times however many joysticks you're making is a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So the chances of them making like a Hall effect version of it is slim.
Yeah, and apparently the fix for the Joy-Con drift is the fact that the more you play with the Joy-Con, the looser it gets. Mm-hmm. So the back of that Wii unit starts to become loose. So all that's needed is a bit of the thickness of a credit card behind that, between the back of the Joy-Con casing and the Joy-Con pushed together, and that's what fixes it apparently. So it's a lot of the time it's not to do with dust and grit getting into it; it's to do with that looseness, apparently. So it's not really an easy thing to fix unless you really know. I mean, I've seen YouTube videos of people doing it, but I wouldn't like to,
Yeah.
I'd end up losing the screws and things and going, oh God.
That's why you have those project mats. You see my mate Vince.
Right. I know. Well, I was going to say he's the man. I'd send it to him before I did anything. Vince.
All right, Vince. Time to check in with the My Mince Massive.
Mince.
My Mince Massive.
I had mince earlier. Actually, it was lovely.
I'm having a sausage roll for my dinner tonight.
I bet you know.
I think Disney plans to cut 7,000 jobs and reward shareholders. Yeah, welcome back, Bob. So this is
everyone's like, "Yay, Bob's back!" Oh, wait a minute. The heck's going on?
So he's cutting 7,000 from non-essential departments, which is 3% of the global workforce. So it's not coming from creative; it's coming from other things, other penny pinching places.
Is that including Rian Johnson's team that are working on the new trilogy?
He would unfortunately fall under creative, Jody.
All right.
Yep.
Sorry, he's still there.
He's still there. Yeah.
Damn it.
The other thing is, I do have a story, but I don't know where I put it. Yeah, here it is. Here, Disney Plus has lost over 2 million subscribers in the first major drop since launch.
Mhm.
So this is also another reason for people losing their jobs. Unfortunately, at Disney is because subscribers are down.
Mm.
And I've got it. I mean, I can understand why. I mean, it's some of the quality has not been. Sorry, some of the shows have not been Disney quality of late, and that's led to the sort of drop off in figures.
There's not a lot of shows that people are talking about, is there?
No,
Do you
there
know what I
isn't.
mean?
That's the problem. And the people that are talking about shows like, for example, Andor, are basically shouting at a brick wall because nobody's watching them.
I know.
Like it's, and I cannot emphasize enough. Even if you don't like Star Wars, you're gonna love this show
I know.
because it's the least Star Wars, and yet strangely enough, the most Star Wars of all the shows.
That's
It's brilliant.
class.
It's honestly,
Absolute
it's
class.
every show now I rate against Andor, and maybe that's not a good way to rate things. I don't know, but that's my scale now. Is like that for me was peak television last year.
Oh god,
This year, last year. Sorry,
last year.
And so like anything, like if you can get above that, or get anywhere near that, you're doing well. Last of Us comes pretty close.
Yes, we'll be talking about that.
We'll be talking about that in a minute
soon.
Because obviously I've now watched it all because I was
good,
to.
Good. By your wife?
Yeah.
Your wife lied to you.
Yeah, she said I'm not going to watch it, and then
so you very graciously and
David came round. He's like, "Do you want to watch it, Mum?" And she's like, "Okay."
Where's the loyalties? Honestly.
Anyway,
shocking. Shocking.
So yeah, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, and that's been it. In the last quarter, She-Hulk hasn't performed that well. Andor didn't perform that well, not ratings wise, but viewership wise. Because to be honest, maybe too little, too late. I mean, who's going to win the streaming wars?
The thing about it is, as well, I think people are kind of picking and choosing who they're subscribing to. So there's not that much going on in Disney just now. So they're probably just unsubscribe for a wee while until Mando comes out, and then they'll come back in.
Yeah.
So I think they'll probably find that happens a lot.
Did you also hear that Disney's been told to jettison 20th Century Fox?
Really?
Yeah.
No. Why?
Because it's an albatross around their neck, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they bought up too many things, didn't they? At one point.
Yeah, spread themselves too thin. There's actually shareholders.
And they were talking about Disney getting bought up at one point. Remember with that story? And it's like the likes of Amazon or somebody like that could buy them about 3 times over because they're making so much more money than Disney. Even Apple, I think, could have bought them, couldn't they? Was that not the rumor? Apple was going to buy them.
Yeah,
which is crazy, isn't it? That Apple would buy Disney.
Yeah,
because especially when you heard about Disney buying Lucasfilm and stuff like that and Marvel, you thought, right, these are the big boys, but they're not the big boys. Compared to likes of Apple and Amazon and things like that.
This is the big boys.
There's always a bigger fish.
Oh, there you go. Maybe he's been bought out, this guy. So apparently, this guy here, Nelson Peltz, seen here laughing, surrounded by people.
But he's back to them.
He's back to them. That's how much disdain this guy has for people. Withdrew a day after Bob Iger, the chief executive, announced a restructuring that will cut $5.5 billion in costs and roughly 7,000 jobs. So clearly, this guy got what he wanted, and so he's now stepping down.
He's cutting $5.5 billion.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's nothing to
Toodaloo,
sniff at.
one Disney television executive texted a reporter along with a screenshot of the CNBC.
Toodaloo?
Yeah.
Who said that recently? Apart from him.
Toodaloo. There's that woman on TikTok. She says
Toodaloo.
all the time, toodaloo. The proxy fight is over. This is a win for all shareholders. Praise Bob Iger, blah, blah, blah. Pleased that our board and management will remain focused without the distraction of a proxy contest, and we have tremendous faith in Bob Iger's leadership and transformative vision for Disney's future he set forth yesterday. Yeah, I mean, every time a new broom comes into Disney, they start sweeping things. Like it's always the case where it's like, we should get into video games, and so they buy up a couple of games companies, and then 2 years later somebody else comes along and go like, we shouldn't be doing video games, and they sack all the game developers.
Yeah.
And then somebody comes along 2 years after that and goes like, why are we not making our own video games? And the circle continues. So Disney's always had this kind of
gut reaction, knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, and it seems like maybe this is the reason why, unfortunately, 7,000 people are now out in the street, is because this guy threatened some other guy's ego.
Because
that's very mature.
These guys are businessmen, and they're investing in things that they think is going to make money, but they don't actually understand the things they're buying.
No,
so that's the thing.
Yeah, they don't understand what makes it great. And to be honest, Disney storytelling has always been above par, and it's not been recently. I mean, the Strange Worlds thing, that didn't do well.
No.
I mean, there's just a whole host of
very
things.
Forgettable, that, wasn't it? Did you watch it at all?
No. I saw the synopsis of it, and I'm like, I'm not interested in this at all.
Very forgettable.
Yeah.
Lightyear I thought was great, but
unfortunately
didn't do well. Unfortunately,
but luckily,
for whatever reason,
Disney is announcing Toy Story 5.
Are we only in 5?
Yeah, because remember they finished it in Toy Story 4. They tied a nice little bow around it and said,
I thought they finished it in Toy Story 3.
They did, but they managed to claw it back for Toy Story 4, which I thought they did a really good job of doing.
They did.
And Forky was a welcome addition.
It was.
As annoying as I thought, oh God, this Forky thing's going to be annoying. He was not annoying. It was the same with the goats.
And Thor.
They weren't annoying.
Nope.
This, however, has got me slightly irked, because I actually think that the Toy Story 4 ending was perfect. Much more perfect than the third one.
It's the status quo, isn't it? This is our last world tour ever.
Last tour, yeah.
Or last final tour ever.
Or
this is our final farewell last tour.
What's the name? The Rolling Stones as well.
I don't even think they say that anymore. I think they just keep rocking.
Steel wheelchairs.
Stones. Yeah, they keep going. Apart from Charlie, God rest him.
God rest his soul, yeah. That's not the only sequel that they announced, though.
I know.
They also announced Zootopia 2, which finally gets a sequel, and should have had a sequel ages ago, but...
Aye.
Whatever.
Well, that made me watch you know how they've got I'd forgotten that they had a wee shorts. Zootopia shorts.
Zootopia Plus.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
They're brilliant.
Are they good?
Yeah.
I haven't watched them yet.
Aye, they're really funny.
So, I mean, that's where it ended, was Nick was brought into the police force.
And it ties into that. As
it does? That's good. Do you know that he was the original star of the original movie, but then they switched it to Judy Hopps?
Oh, really? Jason Bateman's Fox.
Yep. So I'm glad that he's getting back.
I loved that scam, the lollipop, that
was
ice pop scam
with his little baby.
Oh man, I loved that. Absolutely genius. Loved it. So funny.
It's really good. Actually, they mentioned the I Am Groot shorts there. They were really good.
Yeah, they were good. Yeah.
But anyway, so Zootopia is getting a sequel, and
great.
I don't know why this is happening, but they're making a sequel to Frozen 3.
Money.
Well, in that they have to make money.
Well,
Frozen got to make a billion somehow.
Yeah, as we discussed last week, Frozen made money. Frozen 2 is in the top 10, isn't it?
It's in fact,
Of movies of all time.
I still have it here. Frozen 2 is 13th. It made
13th.
1.4 billion.
Mhm. And Frozen's 19th, so it's a money-making machine.
Yeah, 1.2 billion.
Yeah.
Where's Zootopia in this? Zootopia made $1 billion. There you go. It's $1 billion movie.
Good.
Good for you.
Good. Well done. Yeah, Frozen's going to be up there as well, isn't it?
Mm.
Probably be top 10 the way it's been going.
Yeah.
I suppose. First one was good, second one not so good for me, but second one didn't have a story.
It didn't. The first one barely had a story.
I know. I like the snowman.
Oh yeah, that was that was me having a bit of a laugh, James. Thanks.
Wanderers 0. Yeah.
Toy Story 5, Frozen 3, Zootopia 2, Bolton Wanderers 0.
Bit of grandstand there.
Yep, bit of grandstand. Yeah. Stay tuned for the polls.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I used to think that was the name of the team.
What?
Bolton Wanderers 0.
Oh yeah.
Was jokes? No, it was Tommy. Was it Tommy Docherty? Was the manager of Bolton Wanderers?
Oh,
no,
God.
Derby. He was Derby.
You're asking.
Derby.
Jeez, oh.
Anyway, so that's happening. And then our final story tonight is Netflix begins launching new anti-password sharing measures.
The clampdown.
The clampdown begins.
Be interesting to see how they go about it. Are they explaining what they're doing?
Basically,
house to house searches.
If
like
you
Gestapo.
they just basically the Netflix police comes around, kicks your door in. It's called the NBI.
Where are your papers?
It's called the NBI, the Netflix Bureau of Investigations, and they turn up at your door and they say, "We have noticed that you are logged in here, but also in the town across the way, and this is impossible because you cannot be in 2 locations at once." I don't know why they hired a German guy to do it, but that's what happened. Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
They hire Stephen Merchant.
Big leather trench coats and kind of trilby hats.
They hire Stephen Merchant because that's what he described them as a bunch of accountants.
That's right. And little round glasses.
Little round glasses, yeah, exactly.
You keep twatting your bloody microphone.
Sorry. I'm really sorry.
It's either too close to it or your hands are too big.
My hands are far too big.
Your hands been growing, is that what it is?
Yes. So apparently what happens is you log in and then it says, "Oh, I've noticed that you've logged in from somewhere else. You owe us $2 or whatever it is." Sorry, it's an extra $7.99 in Canada.
Well,
that's
we're
a
clear.
lot of money.
We don't do that. And here,
it's a lot of money. I know people that do that, but
I have done it in the past, but not anymore.
Where is it? Yeah, this is from. Where is this from?
The thing about Netflix is though that it's such a. They probably what they're making should be double, probably, or even treble what they should be making because of the file that not file sharing, but the account sharing thing. So they should really be making much more than what they are, and they're obviously looking for different ways to claw back money that they've lost in the past, and the fact they're in debt so much. So they need to do this. They need to look at different ways of making money.
I mean, I think it's different. Like if you're like for example the BBC, not the BBC, the TV licensing in the UK. I'm talking to you know exactly where I'm going with this. But if you're a student, you're covered by your family's license when you're away from home. It used to be when you were away from home.
No, it covers your address. It doesn't cover.
It used to.
Nope, it never has.
It has.
Nope. People think that, but it covers the address. It covers the address. It doesn't cover the family. It covers the address, the premises.
So I just thought I'd check out the TV licensing.
Oh, nice one.
Our website is temporarily unavailable. We apologise for any inconvenience this may cause.
And I'll tell you how I know it covers the address, because I worked for them. And we went round Fastlane, around the sailors that worked in Fastlane.
Yeah.
And see, because they had TVs while they were living there, we had to go around there and ask them if they had a TV license. And they're like, I've got one at the house.
There you go. You are quite correct. There you go. I got the cached page. Thanks, Google. Your parents' TV license won't cover you when you're away at university.
I know.
There is one just exception to this rule. If you only use a device that's powered solely by its own internal batteries, you will be covered by your parents' TV license. So does that include a laptop with a TV card in it?
See, that none of that kind of was around when I was going around being a nice guy.
However, you must not install the device, e.g. plug it into the mains when you're using it to record TV. Oh my god. Okay. There you go.
Nah, I don't know. Listen, they need to get rid of it. See, the TV license is antiquated. They need to do something else. People don't agree with it. They need to do something else.
They do?
You know, it's nobody agrees with it. You know, it's just a rubbish thing. And I felt terrible going around, asking people that, especially soldiers that are defending the country, and saying to them, honestly, I felt terrible.
What I don't understand is, so the licensing fee covers the BBC, but it doesn't cover Channel 4. Or it does cover Channel 4 as well, because it's the public broadcaster. So how come Channel 4 gets to show adverts, but the BBC doesn't? Like, why not just give the BBC the ability to do adverts?
No, it's the BBC. It's the way it's funded, and there's a very small percentage go to the other channels, but not
anyway, because they used it to bolster up all the digital stuff on Freeview. That was the big thing at the time. I remember that. But the BBC is a commercial thing. They have BBC Worldwide, BBC magazines. They've got all that kind of stuff. So I mean, it's not like it's not like they're a government thing. It's
a very, very grey area.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got into that, but Netflix and stuff. Netflix, yeah. But and Netflix also need to, why don't they go down the cinema route as well? Well, but they should go down the cinema route. The way that Disney release cinema movies and then they put them a few weeks later, they'll stick on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But then people start going, well, if it's going to be on Disney Plus or whatever in a few weeks, I'll just wait. Yeah. That's what I did with Lightyear. I think that's what most folk did.
Yeah.
So that's what I did with Black Panther.
I do want to see Ant-Man.
Oh no, we're definitely going to see that. Aye, that's a definite.
Yeah. That's out this week.
Yeah, Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, I'm that's 100% going to see that.
Yeah.
On Friday. Yeah. Booking it actually. Going to book it.
So I mean, right now we pay $21 for Netflix, and I'm like, what for? So I can watch The Office and.
Well, this is when you should maybe go. I'll lay off it for a few weeks, but then could you lay off it?
See, okay, so you pay $22 a month, right? You could probably buy the box set for The Office.
I've seen the price of your box sets over there,
but you could probably 3 months subscription would probably pay for the box set. I'm just saying, and then you've got the box set for ever and ever and always.
But then with Netflix, though, you could watch more than just that as a box set.
Well, not until they take it off and it goes to Peacock.
I'm just keeping
Peacock.
I'm keeping it. Peacock.
It's all this stuff, man. It's like, and then there's Apple TV, and then there's Crave, and then there's I can't get rid of Crave now because we're both into what's his face, Jonathan Oliver, and then there's The Last of Us. And then there was, what was the one before that as well? Was
that in Crave? Last of Us?
It's HBO. HBO's licensed
HBO.
Crave. Just think HBO. Anytime I say Crave, just you here it is HBO. But yeah, there was what the hell was on before? What was the big thing before on HBO? There was Velma as well. We're watching that.
Chernobyl.
No, like just before Last of Us. There was something.
House of Dragon.
No, it wouldn't be that.
I
can't remember. Anyway, there was something else on. Oh, actually, I know what it was. There was all the Star Trek stuff's on there as well.
Oh, is it?
Strange New Worlds is on there as well.
All right.
So, like, there's a whole bunch of other stuff, which is bizarre because we actually have Paramount Plus over here as well.
I was going to say that's in Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why. There's some weird like they got the license for it in Canada. It's the same as well. You guys have been watching. Probably not. I don't know if you have been watching it, but Kunk on Earth.
Oh yeah,
with
BBC
Dan Morgan.
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
It's on Netflix over here. It's a Netflix co-production.
Yeah.
So, shall we move on to what you're watching?
Yes.
Oh, what are you watching?
Water.
Well,
we decided to go for another end of the world whammy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Greenland with our pal Gerard Butler
and Marina Baccarin.
That's right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Have you seen it? It's really good.
Yeah.
We've seen it before. It's on Prime. It's free. Always good.
Yeah.
Tick.
In fact, it's one of theirs. I think it's Prime, maybe.
Could be actually. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could be. And it's the second time we've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot of laughs in it, but brilliant.
Can't imagine. End of the world, post-apocalyptic, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
It's basically a nice double bill with Don't Look Up. But from the point of view of one family, the way that they...
Okay.
It's like...
not Moonfall.
No. Oh, God. What a film. Do you know, I remember watching that the first time and went, it's not that bad, Sloan. Because you were like, really
it's the worst movie I've ever seen.
And then we watched it again because Danny hadn't watched it, and I thought, I'll always watch it. Oh my God, it's awful.
It's so bad.
So bad.
Oh God. The CGI is terrible. The acting's awful. Everything's CGI. Like the whole thing has been shot. The whole thing has been shot on green screen.
Yeah. As if you've got a punch bag, like that.
One of those speed bags.
Speed bag, yeah. So yeah, we watched that. Then last night we watched The Revenant with
the big bear.
Yeah. Which I'd seen again, but Danny hadn't seen it. So what's that? There's not really swearing in it. There's no any sexy stuff in it. So for me, it's okay for him to watch.
Yeah.
Great film. What can you say? It's one of the best looking films I've ever seen. I don't know who does the cinematography on it, but bloody hell, it's a beautiful film. And it's just a brilliant film. I loved it. I've seen it a few times before. Loved it.
8 years ago. Oh my God.
Yeah. We saw Meet the Fabelmans or just the Fabelmans?
I think it's just the
Steven
Fabelmans.
Spielberg.
Yeah.
Nice, uplifting, no violence, no swearing, pleasant. You don't really see films like that these days. Just a nice, feel-good film.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I was like, it didn't blow me away or anything, but I just walked away going, I feel nice after watching that.
Okay.
Really well made. Aye. Steven Spielberg. It doesn't even feel like a Steven Spielberg film, actually. If I watched that and somebody told me that he directed it about himself, I don't think I would have believed it. I still don't really... It's not very Spielbergy.
Okay.
There's no real sentimental stuff, really, in it. And there's no kind of... how he likes to do these... the lighting thing that he likes to do, the kind of...
the lens flare type.
Yeah. So
stuff,
like,
yeah.
well, not the light, but the kind of beams of light coming in and things like that. There's none of that. No Spielbergisms in it at all.
Okay, just a nice straight up thing.
Great film.
About his chat, there's some real
truthful stories in it, like the time where he met John Ford and
Yeah,
things like that.
which is great.
Um,
Do you know who plays John Ford? I was trying to work it out. I'm like, who is that? David Lynch. It's David Lynch.
Is it David Lynch?
Ah,
Okay.
aye. Because I'm like, who is that? I know that guy. He's an old guy, and blah, blah, blah. But I'm
Poor
trying to work
David
it out. David Lynch, yeah. It's a
Man
great
of
scene,
Angus
actually.
Stars.
Great scene, great acting, brilliant.
Did you ever see the monkey one that he did on Netflix? It was released on Netflix.
Yeah, aye. I really liked it. It's good. David
Now,
Lynch one.
You mentioned the guy Emmanuel Lubezki was the
Mhm.
cinematographer. He did Gravity.
Oh, this is Revenant you're talking about?
Yeah, Gravity, Birdman, The Revenant, and Amsterdam,
Right.
which is
Terrific. Really great.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same director. Birdman and Revenant is the same director.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. In fact, he's got a thing out just now on, I think it's either Netflix or Prime. He's got a new thing out. Can't remember the name of it, but anyway, that might be quite interesting.
Okay.
Watched the Weird Al Yankovic movie.
Oh, the one with the one with Daniel Radcliffe.
It's on like Roku, I think.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's on their streaming service.
Yes, but you can obviously stream it here.
Mhm.
Really funny. It's like a totally exaggerated version of his life, right? He's like, "Hey guys, do you want to go to a polka party? Oh man, okay." And then he's like, so he's at this party and they're playing polka music as if that's like the coolest thing ever. And then somebody brings out an accordion and like, "Oh man, can you play the accordion?" And he's like, "I don't know." And then he plays this like pure. And I was like, "Wow, you're the coolest guy ever!" Kind of, it's like total. And then there's a bit in it, and it's like
I watched
him and
the
his
Polka
pals.
King this week again.
Oh god. I feel as if you say that to me every week.
I know.
But there's a bit in it as well, and it's like playing My Sharona. And he's like, I want to make a song, but change the lyrics and make them funny. And he's like, can you make me a sandwich to Weird Al? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, get bologna out, and he's like, can you put mustard on my bologna? He's like, okay, I'm just looking for this. And it's My Sharona in the background, and he's like, wait a minute. It's just stupid like that, you know. It's like
it sounds like a
really
UHF.
good. Aye, and he's Daniel Radcliffe's brilliant. I think he's a great actor. He's really good in it. It's just a total piss take of his life, you know, the Weird Al's life. You know,
Yeah.
Weird Al's in it as well.
Oh, is he?
Aye.
He plays dad. You'll never be a musician.
He plays the A&R man that rejects him.
Oh, okay. Doctor Demento's in it as well, I think.
Yes, he is. He is. Aye, but somebody playing him.
Only playing Doctor Demento. Yeah.
But do you know who's
Actually, is it Rainn Wilson plays Doctor Demento?
Not sure. But do you know who plays his Weird Al's brother, the A&R guy? It's like two brothers, right?
It is Rainn Wilson that plays Doctor Demento.
Is it? And it's is that the guy from the American Office?
The Office, yeah, Dwight Schrute.
Yeah. But it's the guy from Last Man on Earth that plays
Will Forte,
Weird Al's brother.
Right. Okay.
Well, the A&R man that Weird Al plays. So they both look the same. They both got these black wigs.
Okay.
And they're both it's great. Loved it. Really funny. Yeah. Watch The Bad Batch because you'd spoke about it.
I did.
So I've started blasting The Bad Batch now. That is a good looking show, man.
So good looking, isn't it?
Really good looking show. It's cinematic. It really is.
The light and the shadows that they've got, they play a lot with that in the animation, and my god, it is just
it's beautiful looking show.
I've paused it and looked at it because it feels like we're talking about concept art. It feels like you're looking at because it's all like brush strokes and things on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, so
it looks really nice.
I'm actually enjoying it. I watched the first episode and then I fell away from it. But then after you'd said that you'd watched the finale, I thought,
It's
Right,
not. I don't think it's the
I need
finale.
to
It's
watch.
halfway through the first season.
Was it not even
It's
the finale?
Sorry, halfway through this season.
Oh, is it? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, you piqued my attention, so I was
Mm.
like, I'm at episode 5 now. So
Seven. I
Yeah.
won't go into. I watched 7 and 8. So 7 and 8 got released Wednesday, whenever it was.
all right, so I'm
So-
almost up to date.
Yeah. So I watched.
Alright, cool.
I watched episode 7 on Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
Finished work, started making dinner and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And started watching it, and I was like, oh, God, that was really good. I could go for another episode. And I'm like,
Mm,
wait a minute.
yeah.
There was one underneath it. 7 and 8 is like Andor level of intrigue.
Good. Yeah,
Like,
well, that
it's-
intrigued me when you said
Because
that.
7 doesn't feature the Bad Batch
Right.
at all.
Okay. Mhm.
Like, it's completely different characters.
Right, okay.
And it's brilliant. It's really
Nice one.
good.
Right, cool. I like it when they do things like that. You know, the Tales of the Jedi thing was really good
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah, that was good as well. Yeah, with Count Dooku and things.
Yeah, they're a wee bit more experimental with the animations, aren't they?
This it feels though that the Bad Batch is leading up to explain a few plot holes,
Yeah, I know. Well, they've already.
which is fine.
Oh God, what was it?
But you shouldn't really get it from a cartoon. You should have maybe got it in the movie. But
Yes.
I guess I have to justify it.
Is there not a Palpatine thing?
Do you want me to spoil it?
No, don't spoil it. But I know there's a Palpatine thing, and I always feel like, you know, they sneak these things in novels and they sneak them into cartoons and things like that the mainstream might not necessarily be watching. So you're going to miss fairly big additions to, you know,
Yeah,
Star
would
Wars
say-
lore.
I would say the Bad Batch is probably quite important now. It started off as like a kids show,
Hmm.
and now it's like it's filling in stuff now,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it makes sense. Like the stuff that they're filling in with, it's not like filler stuff. It feels like it's making sense. So
Yeah.
I've been really enjoying it. It's, you know, it's a
No,
nice
me
thing
too.
to have
Me
maybe.
too. Uh-huh.
I'm glad
Yeah,
you're
so I'm looking forward to that again. I'll probably blast a couple of episodes tonight and then go to my bed. But yeah. So
I moved it away and I hit it still.
right.
Okay.
Anyway,
This
don't
week,
mention the polka thing. You've
Right,
reviewed
so
it
that's,
20 you've reviewed it 20 times in this podcast.
such a good movie. I love that movie. So I watched Bad Batch. Watched Conk on Earth as well. Episodes 1 to 3. It's,
Yeah.
I find it's very funny. I think she's very funny. I
So-
like her style.
Yeah.
Um,
So she's a side character for everybody that maybe doesn't know on the Charlie Brooker.
yeah, it's
Uh,
co-written by Charlie Brooker
sure.
as well.
Aye.
For sure.
And she's one of the characters in Motherland. Did you ever watch Motherland?
No, she's also
on
in
Netflix.
Afterlife as well. She plays Kath in Afterlife.
So she does. She does. You're right. Aye. But Motherland's brilliant.
Is it good?
Brilliant show. Great. Really good. Really fun.
It also
With
feels as
Afterlife.
well like she wears this this coat, pantsuit, and
Mhm.
Doc Martens combo.
Mhm.
And every time I see her in like the full shot, I always think she looks like she's auditioning for the new Doctor Who.
Mhm.
Which would be fine. I think once shooting's
Might
finished with it, put Diane in. Just saying.
Mhm.
It's very funny, irreverent, and I love how she asks people these awkward questions
Oh, no.
about, could you say that Jesus is the first celebrity that was hurt by cancel culture? And she goes to this big long spiel about how that's not true. He goes, no, could you actually just say it to camera? Because I'm looking for like B-roll.
Aye.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
I won't mention that I watched Pixels last weekend, or Hubie Halloween. I won't mention that.
I thought you did already.
I thought I did, but
Yeah,
anyway.
You did.
And I watched Don't Worry, I'm sure I watched another movie, but I can't remember what one I watched. I watched Don't Worry, Darling, which is the
Is that
Florence
first time-
Pugh.
Is that the first time you've seen it?
Aye.
Oh, did you and Sam watch it?
I did, yeah.
Aye.
Florence Pugh, Chris Pine and some guy that won big last night
He did.
at the Brits.
Aye.
It was okay.
Mhm.
It was a bit long. It didn't really tease things out as much as I thought it could. It was just basically the last 20 minutes. It was like, and we explain everything in the last 20 minutes. Which I thought, okay.
Aye.
But it was fine. It was an overlong Black Mirror episode.
It was very Black Mirror.
Yeah.
I feel as if
The title as well was very Black Mirror-y.
I think if you felt there was always something on the
Yeah.
cards, you knew something was up.
Yeah.
I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I thought everybody was good in it.
Yeah, everyone was great in it. Florence Pugh's
Uh-huh.
amazing in it.
Yeah, she's great, isn't she? I think she's
a very
fantastic.
good actress.
She's really
yeah,
great.
she's really good.
Aye. Aye.
Olivia Wilde did a really good job with the direction.
Yep.
I thought like there was a lot of there's uneasiness in the story, and I think she managed to visually represent that.
It's another really good looking movie as well.
Really good looking, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, it's set in the 1950s. The men have all got perfect jobs. The women all keep perfect houses. But as soon as they've done that, they're all free to just go and like shop and just enjoy themselves, and But
they can never leave the town.
But they can never leave the town. They have to stay in the town. But they're effectively like, I mean, a gilded cage is still a cage, I suppose. So,
and they don't know what their husbands do for a living.
No, and no one talks about what the Victory Project is. And they live in the town of Victory, and there's this mysterious headquarters that none of the women are allowed to go to, and all that kind of stuff.
And Chris Pine's great in it as well, I think.
Yeah, he plays Frank, the boss.
Yeah, he's becoming one of my favourite actors just now.
Yeah,
he's really good.
Yeah. I kind of guessed what was happening about 2/3 of the way through, and so it was it was fairly obvious at bits. There was some things that were said in dialogue. I suppose they did tease it out a little bit then.
Oh yeah,
if I was getting it. And then the last thing is, so we alluded to this at the start that I was told, I was led to believe, it was my understanding that I was to hold back and not watch The Last of Us,
of course,
until Anne-Marie came back. Turns out she let her son sway her, and so they ended up watching it together. He'd watched it before, and he's played the games, obviously. So she watched it, and she goes, "Oh, you got to watch. Are you watching The Last of Us?" And I'm like, "No." So I had to play catch up. So I did that. I finished the last episode, which is last week's episode, today. I finished that like an hour.
Which is the joke book episode.
Which is the joke book episode. Do you know that diarrhea is hereditary because it runs in your genes?
Man. Oh god.
Yeah.
Do you know that book's real, by the way? Do you know that?
I know, yeah.
You can buy it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Aye. Man, there's been so many great episodes. I don't think we've actually spoken about Last of Us.
No, we haven't. So my favorite episode was the Nick Offerman one.
Oh man, so good.
That was so sad.
So good. That was like a movie. It was almost movie length.
It was like an hour and 10 15 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
About these two guys who had a great life together.
So in the game, that character is in the game, but there's no backstory to him, kind of thing. It's just alluded to, like he's gay kind of thing. But they fleshed out the backstory beautifully.
Yeah, it's really well done.
Just amazing. Aye. And every episode has had a different kind of flavour, really. It's just been fantastic. It's one of those ones you really look forward to watching, And it can't come quick enough. Each week, it seems like a long time between episodes, Seems like a month rather than a week, but it's been really terrific. I liked your meme that you posted up about Pedro
Pascal
guiding a child,
a magic child. What was it say? Yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
let me just share it over here. No, we're not doing that.
Honestly. He must have had his reservations about taking that role as well. because of that.
He asked Disney if it was okay, apparently,
Yeah.
and they said that's fine. No one's
Yeah.
going to notice the difference.
Yeah. But yeah,
He
it's
also-
great.
The other thing that was that there's a bit in it where they talk about family and loss and things like that, and he turns to her and says, "You're just cargo," and I was like, "Oh,"
I know.
because that's what Grogu was to start with.
Yeah. But see the two of them together, though, the dynamic between those two characters
It's really good.
is
Yeah.
so good, man. It's so watchable.
Yeah.
I mean, that last episode, spoilers. When
Spoilers.
he's-
Hold on
when
a sec. Let me get the banner.
Right, sorry.
So that we're cleared.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Just when he's the guy in the store and he gets Ellie to crawl through the wee hole, and they have a fight kind of thing,
Mhm.
but then he's in trouble, and Ellie comes out and kills the guy.
Yeah. His name's
Shoots
Brian. Jody.
him. Sorry, shoots him.
His name's
shoots-
Brian with a Y.
Oh, sorry, Brian.
He has a mother.
Well, it was all that. See that scene? She shot him in the leg or whatever.
Yeah. Shot him in
And
the
then
back. And
sorry.
that's why because he says I can't feel my legs.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry. And then obviously he's like, go back and hide behind the wall again, kind of thing,
Yeah.
because he's going to basically kill him. That whole
Yeah.
thing when he's pleading for his life and all that, man.
And he shouts out
What?
for his mum.
What
Mum!
a scene! Oh God!
Is that bit?
What a scene.
There's a ton of these good bits in it.
And who would have thought the women from 2.5 Men would have been the leader of a
The
revolution?
resistance.
Resistance.
I mean, she had leadership thrust upon her. She
Yeah.
wasn't really the leader, but as the guy said, the guy that looked like Will Forte said, your brother was a nice guy, but he couldn't lead he couldn't have done this. So
Yeah.
basically, she was the one that
Yeah.
made all this happen.
Mhm.
However, as it turned out, and again, I just want to point out spoilers. It looked like the government, as much of a bunch of assholes as they were actually keeping things literally underground.
Yeah.
And that was working. And now that they're no longer keeping things underground, all hell has broken loose. So,
Great.
but
Brilliant.
yeah, it's been enjoyable.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it so far.
Just don't miss the final episode because it's the guys that made Chernobyl. Remember?
That's right. Yeah. How many episodes are there?
I'm going to say 7.
Last of Us episode list. Last of Us TV series. Come on, releasing promotion. 9. There's 9 episodes. So remember that, Sloan. That was as much for you as it is for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5 was Endure and Survive, which is what they get from the comic book. All the titles as well are taken from either the script or from a song that they play in the script. They play in the thing. So the one before that was Long Long Time, which is a Linda Ronstadt song.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
And then it was Please Hold My Hand, and then Endure and Survive.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last one, which is where they get it from the comic book. But yeah, really good. But that's everything we got for this week, I think. If you got this far, don't forget to hit the old subscribe notification bell, and you will get time reminders when we put new content up. And if you liked what you saw so far, this is where we ask for all these things. Don't forget to hit the like and share button. Comment below what's been your favorite episode of Last of Us. Are you watching Last of Us? Let us know below. And we will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching and for joining live, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks. Cheers, guys.
Bye.